Your one last kick. This is gonna be it. A very good afternoon. Welcome to the 2026 Carabao Cup Final live here in LFS as the Premier League's top two, Arsenal and Manchester City, fight for the first trophy of the season, the Carabao Cup. For the first time they've met in this competition in the final since 2018, and City were 3-0 winners on that day. But a lot has changed since then. Arsenal, since then, have become title challengers and are looking likely they will be the winners of the league this season. 9-point gap at the top ahead of Manchester City coming into this game in the Carabao Cup. But it is a trophy on the line today, not 3 points, and it means a lot more to Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, who haven't won a trophy since his first season in charge, which was the FA Cup. But for Manchester City, they haven't been in the Carabao Cup Final to win this competition since 2021. So they're hoping to return to a competition that they have loved, and it has loved them back over the last number of years. Looking at recent Carabao Cup Finals, Newcastle won it last year, Liverpool have won twice, and City have won twice in the last 6 Carabao Cup Finals. United, the other one, winning it. In terms of Arsenal, their struggles in the Carabao Cup have been very real. They've last reached the Carabao Cup Final in 2018. They lost 3-0 to City. They've featured in just 2 finals since 2011, and they lost both games at City and against Birmingham. And they last won the competition, Arsenal, back in 1993, beating Sheffield Wednesday 2-1 at the old Wembley. That was their second title in this competition. And they hold the record, Arsenal, for the most Carabao Cup Final losses. They've been runners-up 6 times. That is more than anyone else. And the years all combined there. For Manchester City, it's quite the opposite in this competition. They've won 6 of their 8 titles between 2014 and 2021, including they won 4 in a row between the 2018 and 2021 finals. They've won the second most titles in the competition with 8. Only Liverpool have won the competition more with 10 wins, and have won 8 of their 9 finals they've been featured in, City, only losing once in 1974 against Wolves. Their first final since 2021 this is, and they haven't reached the semi-final in any of the last 4 seasons. They exited in the 4th round twice, the 3rd round once, and the quarter-finals once as well. But when it comes to these two head-to-head, Arsenal have won 4 of the 5 meetings between the sides at neutral venues. But City won the only final of those 5 games. Man City have won 15 of their last 22 meetings against Arsenal in all competitions. However, they are winless in the last 5, lost 2 and drawn 3 of those games. And City won the last Carabao Cup game between the sides in December 2020, winning 4-1 in the quarterfinals. But Arsenal's last League Cup victory over City came back in October 2004 when they beat them 2-1. A lot has happened between now and then, and a lot will happen this afternoon in this Carabao Cup Final. It's Arsenal against Manchester City, and we'll have team news next. Your one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through. Wants to add a 4th. And does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable! Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and battered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to the 2026 Carabao Cup Final, live from Wembley on this huge afternoon. Arsenal taking on Manchester City for this trophy. Let's have a look at the two teams for this one, starting with Arsenal. Kepa is in goal, continually what is usually the theme in this competition of using your backup goalkeeper. Back four of Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel and Piero Nkapie. A midfield of Martin Zubimendi, Declan Rice and Kai Havertz in the 10. Bukayo Saka on the right. He captains Arsenal today. Leandro Trossard off the left. And Victor Gyökeres leads the Arsenal line. On the bench for the Gunners, Raya, Mosquera, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Norgard Manweki, Max Daumann, Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. For Manchester City, it is also step up for the backup. It's James Trafford in goal for City. A back four of Mateus Nunes, Abdulkadir Kushanov, Nathan Ake and Nico O'Reilly. Rodri and Bernardo Silva are in midfield, with Ryan Cherki in the attacking midfield role. Jeremy Doku on the left, Antoine Semenyo on the right. And Erling Haaland is up front. On the bench for Pep Guardiola's side, Donnarumma, Stones, Reinders, Kovacic, Gonzalez, Aït-Nouri, Savinho, Foden and Marmoush. These two sides have been at each other all season in the Premier League and battling for the Premier League title. That has trundled all campaign. But today, 90 minutes, possibly 120, possibly penalties to decide which one of these two will be lifting the Carabao Cup come the end of this match. Will it be Arsenal for the third time, or will it be City for the 9th time? Kick-off at Wembley for the 2026 Carabao Cup Final is next. A very good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us for this one, the 2026 Carabao Cup Final. It is a huge day in the English football calendar, and a day where team seasons can take a real boost or a real dip. We've seen winners go on to win more when they win this competition, and the losers, their seasons come crumbling down. For these two, there is still a lot on the line. Both cup competitions and, of course, the Premier League. Arsenal have the Champions League as well. They've got it all. City knocked out of the Champions League in midweek, but want to claim another victory here at Wembley. Pep Guardiola, who's won it 5 times, apologies. But Mikel Arteta has never got here before. It's Arsenal's first final since their FA Cup triumph in 2020. And they're hoping to have similar fate like they did that day. But this time, a tough opponent in Manchester City. A team they've gone toe-to-toe with over the last few years for the Premier League title. Have fallen short on all of those occasions. But today, a different competition. And a lot on the line in this one game between these two. No time to make up points in the future. No time for others to help you out. It's do or die today. City have done it so many times before. Arsenal, still pretty new to this. But they want to be the new kids on the block, doing the job and beating the old guard of Manchester City, who, with a refreshed team, a new team that a vast majority of them haven't been here and done it before. But a few still ring through the team. And no one more than their manager Pep Guardiola, serial winner. And this club are serial winners in this competition. As I said, 8 of the 9 finals they've played in this competition, they've won, City, which is an incredible record. And Arsenal hold the record for the most runner-up medals. 6 times they've reached the final and lost it. more than anyone else in this competition's history. Something that Mikel Arteta and his team for the last half decade have been trying to erase and change. And is this finally their season where Arsenal have some trophy success and glory under Mikel Arteta? Or will his old foe, his old master, come back to haunt him again, as he has on so many occasions over the last number of years? City with a throw in here on the left-hand side. O'Reilly will take. Little 1-2 with Bernardo Silva. They stay on that side as Arsenal battle for the ball with Saka. Bit of ping-pong between the two players. It's not gone very far. And Zubimendi flicks it forward, looking for the run. Gyökeres is offside. He's quite a yard or two offside there, Viktor Gyökeres. That's going to be a City free kick. Tried to hold his run, but the City backline stepped up at the right moment and played him offside. That'll be a key battle this afternoon. The runs in behind of Arsenal and the backline of City. It's been a new feature we've seen with this Manchester City team this season. A team that worry about having such a high line right from the off. Trying to play teams offside more than ever before, City. Will it become one of their biggest attributes defensively today to stop this real pacey Arsenal team on the break? One man who looks very disappointed to be not starting today. Berrieza, of course, not involved with his issue, which is a major disappointment to him, I'm sure, after he's had an incredible last few weeks for Arsenal. Here is Gabriel to William Saliba. Both sides will kick towards their own fans in the second half, as you would probably expect both teams would want. And Cappier back to Gabriel as Arsenal with the ball. City looking to press high. Kepa just about got it away from the pressing Antoine Semenyo. Gabriel back to Kepa. Interesting decision that we see so often, that managers do stick with their backups in this competition in terms of goalkeepers the whole way through. Some alternate when it comes to the final and change to their starting goalkeeper again, but both managers today have stuck with that adage of backup goalkeepers, as Gyökeres gets on the end of a long ball here at the byline, trying to cut it back, and arriving was Havertz, but ultimately defended by Kushanov and collected by James Trafford. Yeah, deep ball from Ben White in behind. It's a poor one initially there from Nathan Ake. Stepped in, lost the ball away from Gyökeres, who made the run in behind, got to the byline, and he was bailed out there, Nathan Ake, by his other centre-back, Abdulkadir Kushanov, who'd done enough to get it back to his goalkeeper. Trafford goes long. Headed down and brought down by Arsenal through Gyökeres, who's again very heavily involved in the early minutes here, and he's still got the ball as he runs into Bernardo Silva in cover. He's the one to break it apart. One of the experienced heads of this City team, Bernardo Silva. Been there, done it. Done everything, really. Will be key to this game. Rodri as well, too, who's been key to all of City's successes over the last few years. Nathan Ake as well in the mix too. A lot of these players, both sides, this is a new experience for them, and an experience they want to relish in and come away with the trophy. And City do have options off the bench that do offer Carabao Cup winning experience. Phil Foden, none more than anyone else. John Stones as well, and you know, could it be the day that experience once again prevails, or Is it time for a bedding in of new blood? Long throw down the right. Havertz used the advantage of you can't be offside from a throw in. Made the run in behind, which dragged City back. Carries Arsenal up the field. Saliba to Declan Rice. Pings one out to the far right side. Saka takes it in. Up against O'Reilly. Got Doku for help, but Saka chops it back. Finds Ben White, who feeds it onto Zubimendi. And now through for Havertz. Good save by Trafford. And again from Saka's efforts. 3 chances for Arsenal. And James Trafford with huge stops to keep Manchester City level. Again, really good play by Arsenal. Saka drags 2 players with him. They leave Ben White free. He flicks it onto Zubimendi. Then played through to Havertz, who's onside. His shot saved. Then Saka had a go. That was saved. Back to Saka, who had another shot. Stopped again by James Trafford. 3 saves in quick succession for the Manchester City goalkeeper. O'Reilly. An Arsenal side that have dictated the early play here. And dictated the early threat. And Jason says, blessings all watching from Jamaica. Come on, the Gunners. Nunez back to Kushanov. Rodri. Struggling with a build-up so far, City. Rodri does work it out to Nico O'Reilly. Haven't really been able to progress the ball towards a Doku or a Cherky or even a Haaland as of yet. Been very isolated so far with this very congested midfield area that Arsenal are creating. Rodri. Out wide it goes. Cherky comes a bit deeper to try and get Semenyo involved, but Nkapie had it covered and Gabriel clears. Bouncing ball though. Kushanov wrestled Gyökeres out of the way. He wanted a foul there, Gyökeres, but referee said no. The referee this afternoon, Peter Banks, VAR John Brooks, for this Carabao Cup Final. Ball dropped to Kai Havertz, tried to squeeze it through. Well blocked by City. And now picked up with space here, Nico O'Reilly. Finds Jeremy Doku. Back to Rodri. City trying to edge themselves up the field after what's been a dominant start from Arsenal. On the front foot, pressing City really high. Not allowing them any time on the ball outside of their own half. Really intense from Arsenal from the off here. Doku skips away from a challenge, just about keeps the ball. He plays it back to Ake. I think 2 different approaches so far in this one. Patience from City, aggression from Arsenal. In the long run, which one will come out the better? That's good hold up from Rodri. Finds Bernardo Silva. And now down the right comes Matej Nunes. Cherky finds Semenyo. Back to Ryan Cherky. Drifting towards the central area. First time we've really seen City in the final third. Bernardo Silva cups onto his right. Or his left, sorry. Rodri's deep ball towards Haaland, who's going to be penalised for a foul on William Saliba. Trying to get to the ball there, the Norwegian. Saliba did enough to hold him off. Now Arsenal want to spring away quickly. Saka takes down the header. Trying to find Gyökeres, but well blocked out and away by Ake. 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Arsenal, the team that have been in vast ascendancy so far. But Manchester City keeping a hold of their opponents. Saliba trying to find Saka, who was bundled over there by Nico O'Reilly. That's going to get Arsenal a free kick. Bit of a sloppy free kick to give away there. And the Arsenal captain for the day, Bukayo Saka. There's the man watching on. Keen for a lot of the players in this. Thomas Tuchel, who announced his England squad for the upcoming internationals. Albeit international friendlies, but the upcoming international break. The last international break before the World Cup in the summer. Declan Rice is over this Arsenal free kick on the right hand side. Rice, right footed delivery, headed away at the near post by O'Reilly, drops for Trossard, he struck it and deflected. It takes it behind for a corner, despite the efforts of Bernardo Silva to stop that. Corner it is to Arsenal. Clean strike from Leandro Trossard, by the way, though. And Arsenal get the first corner of the game. Goes without saying. Arsenal from corners is huge. 32 goals from set pieces this season, Arsenal. Incredible. Saka to take the first corner of the match on the right hand side. Lots of players in both colours in the 6-yard area. Saka's cross doesn't beat the first man. Flicked to the back post by City, and Havertz was well stopped there by Semenyo. It's an Arsenal throw. Looked like City were trying to counteract what Arsenal were trying to do with that set piece by just filling out as many players as they could in the 6-yard box, and one of them did get ahead to it and headed it clear. Arsenal with the throw. Maybe a long one coming from Declan Rice here. Launched in by Rice. Headed away by City again at the front post. Recycled back by Arsenal. Rice to Ben White. Gonna switch one over the top. Too high, too far. Goal kick. Well, of course, these two still yet to meet for the second time in the Premier League this season. They play each other less than a month today. I think it's 4 weeks today until they play each other in the Premier League at the Etihad. What could be a deciding day in the league title race, or by that point, Arsenal could very much have it wrapped up, more or less, the way things have gone in recent weeks. In their last meeting this season, it was back in September. Arsenal and City drew 1-1 at the Emirates. Erling Haaland's goal early in the game gave City the lead, and Arsenal rescued a leveller through Gabriel Martinelli in the last minute. Rescued a point for the Gunners. It's a unbeaten run that they hold quite strongly against City in the last few games. 6 games now in a row without defeat against Manchester City. They've won 3 of them, Arsenal. 5 unbeaten in the league since City's 4-1 win against Arsenal back in April 2023. Was the last City victory between the two sides, either home or away, that is. Look at this. City without a shot so far in the first 15 minutes. Haven't been anywhere near the Arsenal box, yet to have a touch in the opposition box as of yet. So it's been a dominating display in terms of the territory for Arsenal. As Bernardo Silva going to be penalised for a foul on Leandro Trossard. So far, Arsenal definitely the better side. Oh, Nunez makes up for his earlier mistake, and he's going to win the free kick out of Piero Nkapie, who was late in his challenge, and he's going to get a yellow card for his troubles there. The Arsenal left back. Really late on Matheus Nunes, who did well to make up for his earlier mistake in playing the heavy touch, and then he gets the ball away, and it's just late from Piero Nkapie. Yellow card given out by Peter Banks, the referee, maybe just setting the tone for the game. And they're booking for the Arsenal fullback. City take their free kick short. Goes back to the feeling of patience from City from the off here. Okay, directs a good ball through to Haaland, who takes a few touches to take control, but he does in the end control it. Riley to Rodri, across to Matheus Nunes, but a lot of play without really going anywhere at the minute, City. A lot of possession in their own half. Rodri tries a direct ball towards Doku. Cleared away as Rodri wins it again, but no one on the second ball. Gabriel takes it for Arsenal. And Capie feeds down the left towards Gyökeres, but well stopped there by Kushanov. Trafford. And direct the ball towards Doku. Beautifully done eventually there, but doubled up on was Jeremy Doku and beaten to it. As City want to win it back. Bernardo Silva again. That's now the third foul he's given away in this game. Saka again being fouled. Has to watch himself there, the City captain, Bernardo Silva. City have been really struggling to get any sort of hold of this game so far. Arsenal with another set piece. Declan Rice to take. Taking his time here, Declan Rice. Referee's happy to let it go, but I mean, he's egging this out a lot here. Declan Rice, it's a bit extreme. Eventually takes it, deep ball. Headed away by Haaland at the back post. Picked up by White. Feeds it to Saka. Bodies in the box here for Arsenal. Saka trying to work an angle. Runs into trouble. Still has the ball and finds a way to get it to Trossard. Now, Gabriel's cross. Low and cleared away. As Semenyo wants to ping away a counter. He's brought down by Martin Zubamendi. That's going to be a City free kick. Very scrappy again. Ryan Cherki was down initially there. He's back to his feet and okay, but see this again. And Bukayo Saka. Oh, I don't think that's a foul. I think he's a little bit bought that a little bit there, Ryan Cherki. He didn't get the foul, but Saka did really well under so much pressure and such great play. Well, Pep Guardiola, one of the most experienced managers when it comes to finals, when it comes to winning trophies. One of the best at it. Despite his team's slow start, he won't be worried. He'll want to see more. Here's Matheus Nunes breaking down the right. Finding Antoine Semenyo, who takes on as the fullback. Semenyo's cross! Inches away from Haaland. Picked up by Doku. Doku's cross deflected behind for the corner. An explosion of energy from City. Semenyo takes on Gincapié for the first time, gets past him, swings in a great ball. And Haaland, just ahead of him it was. Just. I think Saliba does enough to put Haaland off, but then Doku wins the corner from the rebound, but huge chance for City. And they got their first corner of the game. Ryan Cherki to take. Swung in and into the hands of Kepa. Comfortably gathering. And here come Arsenal on the breakaway. Havertz leading the charge. He was hacked down. The referee says play on. Saka was brought down too. And then ultimately the through ball by Rice is poor. Goal kick. Well, two Arsenal players hit the deck in that counter-attack. Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka both finding the ground. And the referee played it on, obviously playing advantage because of the attacking position, but challenge by Kushanov on Havertz I don't think was a foul. Fabulous challenge. Saka then picked it up. He collided with Jeremy Doku and they continued to push on Arsenal until Rice's through ball broke it all apart. Game's added a bit more energy in the last few minutes. City having some more involvement all of a sudden. Has opened the game up a little bit. What we like to see. Going 2v2 there. Doku and Haaland against Saliba and White right on the touchline. Long clearance by Trafford. Ultimately comes all the way back towards Ake. And back to Trafford again. Trafford going to ping one forward. Haaland wrestling with his man, but Saliba comes out on top. Gets the better of Haaland on that occasion. And White clears. Headed by Kushanov. Met by Havertz. And Rodri. Head tennis. Eventually brought down by Ryan Cherki. Now Doku up against White. I have to say, both managers getting very much involved on the touchline. As we saw there with Doku and White battling right on the feet of Mikel Arteta in his technical area. It's one thing about these two managers, they're very animated when they need to be and when they want to be. And there's no bigger occasion to be animated than this. A Wembley final. Ball fed down the left from O'Reilly. Doku was beaten to it by Saliba, who got it out for the throw-in. Halfway through the first half, Arsenal 0, City 0. Arsenal with all the shots, but possessions almost 50-50. City have had a bit of a resurgence in the last few minutes. Just injected a little bit of energy and come alive a little bit, City. Shanov. Rodri works it to Cherki. He's doing enough on his own there. Finds Semenyo and works it back to Nunes. Kushanov trying to go over the top, looking for the run of Semenyo. Headed confidently away by Gabriel as Cherki trying to battle Trossard, loses out. And Trossard's now trying to find Gyökeres in behind, but overhit it. And Kushanov will be there to mop up again. Again, they're desperate to try and find Gyökeres in a 1v1 against Kushanov here, Arsenal, but time and time again they either underhit it, overhit it, or just Kushanov's got the better of him. So far, Kushanov winning that 1v1 battle against Viktor Gyökeres. The referee has to get one or two things in check from both sets of players. Both of these two have an incredible defensive record in the competition this season. Arsenal with just 3 goals conceded, City with just 2 goals conceded across their games they've played in the competition so far. I'll actually show you their route to the final for these sides. Of course, Arsenal started in round 3, beating Port Vale. They then beat Brighton at home, needed penalties to get past Palace in the quarters, and then beat Chelsea in both semi-final legs, home and away, 3-2 away and 1-0 at home to get to the final. For Manchester City, their route to the final, they won away at Huddersfield in round 3, won away at Swansea in round 4, beat Brentford 2-0 in the quarters, and then won home and away against Newcastle in the semi-finals. Won 2-0, of course, at St James's Park, and then 3-1 at the Etihad in the return leg. So both have dominated their opponents in the competition this season. Both had pretty tricky semi-finals, you got to say. Ultimately prevailing. Ultimately quite confidently in the end. Oh, weak ball there by Gabriel. Allows City a chance. Haaland finds Semenyo, who was just about stolen away from him as he arrived into the box. Better from City though. Poor from Arsenal initially with that clearance that allowed City a little opportunity to take advantage. Rodri comes wide to help out, build up wise. Semenyo sees off Nkapia in the 1v1, but then lays it off to Cherky, who returns the ball to Semenyo higher up the fields. City trying to progress the ball down the right. Arsenal holding them for the moment. Bernardo Silva. Cross to Nunes. Rodri a little short sail there, but they keep the possession, City. Wanted a foul there, Arsenal. O'Reilly. Doku wide. O'Reilly on the inside. As Doku holds it up against White. Trying to beat past them and shown down the sideline here. Doku tiptoeing his way further forward and edges it back to Nathan Ake. Rodri. City keeping the ball moving, having more control of the ball higher up the field here, City, in the last few minutes. Nice play. Rodri pings one out to the right side, taken in comfortably by Cherky. Cherky trying the cross, blocked by Trossard. Finds its way back to Kushanov. City on the front foot all of a sudden. Arsenal retreating a little bit. That's 10 minutes, 73% of the ball City have had in the last 10 minutes. Dominating the possession. Antoine Semenyo against Piero Nkapia. He's already on a yellow card, remember. That's a worry. Semenyo beats past his man at the byline. Tried to cut it back and blocked by Gabriel. Behind for the corner. And that's just as I said, Nkapia on a yellow means that he's a little bit hampered against Semenyo. He uses his pace with raw pace here, Semenyo, just a burst past the fullback, gets to the byline, and then Gabriel sliding across, puts it behind for the corner on Semenyo's cutback. Real threat there, though. Corner number 2 of the game for City. It's Bernardo Silva on the right to take. Left-footed, swung to the back post, headed away by Saliba. As Doku and Saka battling. And in that right back position as Saliba gets it from Saka. And Saliba hooks it up the fields. Headed by Havertz. Played on to Trossard, who was shoved to the ground there. And that's going to be a free kick. Bernardo Silva again, the one that's arguing the case for City. I don't think there's much case to argue. He was definitely shoved there, Trossard, by himself, Bernardo Silva. I think it's very lucky to not be on a yellow card right now, to be brutally honest. He's committed quite a few fouls. Fourth foul for Bernardo Silva in the game. Not many get past that without seeing a card. As Mikel Arteta had a discussion with his assistant there on what he thinks is best for his team. We saw a shot of Ricardo Calafiori warming up on the sideline. It could be just a normal warm-up. There's players warming up over there, but Nkapia on a yellow and already being beaten a few times by Semenyo might be something they'll look for in the near future. Arsenal. Kushanov has to clear away from the pressing Gyökeres. Wait for the Arsenal throw in the left-hand side. Half an hour going at Wembley. Arsenal 0, City 0 in this Carabao Cup Final. Arsenal with all the early play. City have settled into the game and certainly dominated the possession, but still without the shot in the match so far, City. If they win it back here off Saka and want to get away quickly, but a miscommunication there. Ultimately, initially dispossessed City, but they win it back again. O'Reilly. Nice feinted ball, finds Cherky, who finds Haaland, who's trying to run through players. And Haaland ultimately can't run through that many players. Oh, a bounce there off Havertz's head, and Kushanov with a late tackle on Gyökeres. That's going to be a yellow card for Abdulkadir Kushanov. And I have to say, that's the first time really that Gyökeres has got the better of Kushanov. He knew what was coming there, Viktor Gyökeres. Doesn't stop the pain though, but a yellow card for Kushanov. Very early in the game to get a yellow card, but for a centre-back certainly, but needs must. And another Arsenal free kick. I can't allow them too many of these because one of them will hit. We know Arsenal's incredible ability from set pieces. On one of these occasions the delivery will be just right, or they'll get the right person on at the right time. That's what Arsenal have done so often this season in their successes. Rice to deliver once again from the right. Whipped in with the right foot, headed away at the front post. Back it comes to Rice. As it's retreated all the way back to Kepa. He pings one forward. Flicked on by Gabriel, who found Viktor Gyökeres in behind, and Nathan Ake had to cover across to stop it. That was a wonderful bit of play from Arsenal. Kepa's ball flicked on by Gabriel, and was Gyökeres offside? I don't quite know, but nonetheless, Nathan Ake made sure the VAR didn't need to make a decision there. Viktor Gyökeres wasn't getting a chance to shoot, and that goes out for an Arsenal throw. Maybe slightly swinging in Arsenal's favour again, this. Like a good final. Ebbs and flows. Long throw in. Headed away by Semenyo. Kept alive by Arsenal. Semenyo again with his header to clear it long. Kepa receives the ball for Arsenal from those clearances by City. And tried to disguise it there, Gabriel, but fouled his opposite man in Mateus Nunes. That's going to be a free kick. Tried his best to disguise it there, the Brazilian, but referee Peter Banks had a good view of it and quite comfortably saw that it was a foul. Well, we've more huge games to come in midweek. Of course, the international break takes place over the next 2 weeks. The final international break before the World Cup, and it could be monumental for a couple of teams across Europe, because the World Cup qualifiers, the final playoff spots available, all get underway this midweek, and we start on Thursday night with all of the World Cup qualifying first legs of the semi-finals. They're all this midweek to come. Join us on Thursday night for all the action from 7:45. Here come Manchester City down the left with O'Reilly. Bit of room here for O'Reilly. Lays it out to Doku. Doku taking a good run at the defence here as he plays it back to the edge of the box for Bernardo Silva. Clips one across. Away by Gabriel. Rice surrounded by a few City players, but he uses the relief of Zubimendi and he clears away. Rice plucks down from the City clearance. Just over 10 minutes to go with the first half. Still goalless. Still City without a shot in the game. Arsenal haven't had a shot in a good bit. The last shot actually in the game came in the 12th minute. The last registered shot, that was the 4th shot for Arsenal. That was 23 minutes ago. It's been a wrestling of possession between the two sides since then. Semenyo showed too much there and lost his footing. And now Arsenal want to break away with Gyökeres again, who's done well to hold it up, but his pass was a little inaccurate. And Cherky's there to break it apart. Pick it up for City. Done well to hold on. Finds Bernardo Silva in a more advanced position. Silva surrounded, and Zubimendi got the key tackle. Trossard, now Havertz. Down the right comes Saka. Up against O'Reilly. Saka trying to make something happen and wins an Arsenal corner. Incredible. Again, the opening goal, if and when it comes, will, as usual in these cup finals, send the team that's just scored into delirium at one end of this Wembley venue. Incredible venue, of course. Arsenal, on their last trip in a final here in this competition, failed to score in that game. They were thumped 3-0 by City in that final. I want their revenge for this competition. Left-footed delivery by Saka, deep to the back post, and the header is over the top by by Nketiah, sorry. It was just kind of, he waited too long to get the header, really. He kind of was heading it, and he was facing backwards, and kind of leaning very far back, and I just saw it loop up over the crossbar. Well, an interesting little bit of information, Mark. He's in the stands. A couple of them are City players there. Ruben Dias, Joshko Vardiol, Rico Lewis, all watching on City colours up in the stands. Either injuries or, in Mark Gahey's case, he's cup tied, which is really bizarre because he played in the semi-finals, but is cup tied because he was signed after the first leg of the semi-final, which in the competition rules means he can't play in the final. Although, why make that a rule and then allow him to play in the semi-finals? But anyway, surely you should be cup tied. You're cup tied for the whole competition, like the rules used to be. Or just let him play every game. Let's not forget, he was knocked out of this competition with Crystal Palace, so you know, he should be cup tied. Anyway, moving on. I wouldn't be surprised if this first half does end 0-0, because the way the first half has gone, neither side, bar those kind of flurry of chances for Arsenal that they had in the space of a couple of seconds, not much goal-mouth action's taken place. Here's Semenyo, wide there, having a shot, but blocked from Arsenal defender 2 yards from him. Again, they're definitely trying that long ball a lot, Arsenal. When they win the ball back deep in their own half, they're trying to go long to force City's defence backwards towards their own goal, but Gyökeres is really the only one making that run, and so far he's not been able to, 1v1 wise, get the better of his defender in Kushanov too often. Certainly not on this right hand side where Kushanov is. Nunez makes a little run forward, carries it to Cherki on the right side. He's got Semenyo for help if he wants to use him. Doesn't. Rodri then goes to Semenyo. As up against Nketiah again, chops onto his left. Semenyo, deep whip cross, too high, too deep, goal kick. Nice idea though, but ultimately too much on it there from Antoine Semenyo. One thing about a winger, you have to keep your full-back guessing. Antoine Semenyo's got that quality. He can go outside you, inside you, take you on to the byline. He's got so many attributes, Antoine Semenyo, and he's got strength as well as pace. And he's got end product, which you can't say for every winger in the Premier League. But they've got great end product. Nketiah trying that long ball down the channel, well blocked out by Matheus Nunes. Rice. Saliba to Rice. Again, Arsenal struggling to progress the ball up the field a little bit here. Back to Kepa. He's looking for options, not finding many. He tries to switch it out to the right. Nicely taken in by Zubamendi. Pinged it forward, and Ake wrestling with Saka. Saka wanted a foul, but Ake deemed to have won the ball fairly again by the referee. A couple of decisions that Arsenal haven't been happy with. A couple of fouls they felt haven't gone their way in this first half. It's all fair, in my opinion. City, a bit of pressure, clear the lines. It works into a good pass here to Bernardo Silva. Now Haaland with a bit of space for the first time on the day. Finds Doku down the left. Ample Arsenal bodies in cover, but here comes City. And Doku will win the corner off William Saliba. Yeah, it's smart from City's point of view because, as I said, Arsenal had the ample bodies in cover. They had a lot of quality back, and they were outnumbered, City, and smart thing to do, just win the corner. Keep the ball up that side of the fields. Try and take advantage. Corners are usually Arsenal's thing, but we've already seen it. The team not usually good from corners win today on those occasions. Second phase of the corner towards Haaland from the cross. It's gone out to Bernardo Silva, who will recover on the right. Here's Trossard for company, cuts it back. Very congested box. Ball in. Headed away at the back post by Arsenal, but City keep coming at them here. Doku up against Nkapie, chops inside. Doku's shot deflects off Gyökeres. City retrieve it again, last few minutes of the half. City on the front foot all of a sudden. Bernardo Silva's ball into the box, headed away by Rice. Again Arsenal try and clear it away, but cannot sustain a hold of the ball, and City penning them in here all of a sudden. Cherky run into trouble, but again the Arsenal clearance reaches a City man. Cherky tiptoes towards the box, looking for a blue shirt. Has to reverse it back to Rodri, all the way back to Kushanov, but all the way back, I say. They're still very much in the Arsenal half, all the City outfield players. Rodri. Cherky. Through to Bernardo Silva on the turn. Trying to use his pace, Bernardo Silva, and his feet to beat past Rice and cover. Still got a hold of the ball, Silva. Now Cherky. Every adjustment of Semenyo, trying to work his feet out there. He's still got a hold of the ball as he breaks to the byline. Clips it across! And Haaland, with a free header, couldn't direct it towards goal. Over the top it goes. Fantastic perseverance from City. Incredible from Semenyo here. He's on the edge of the box, drives through down that right side, gets to the byline again. I said he can beat anyone to the byline, and just clips this one, stands it up across. O'Reilly was there, Haaland was there too. Haaland makes the contact and can't head it towards goal. Big chance, and really good play there from City up until the finish. As we're about to find out how long at a time in this first half there's going to be. Kepa takes the long kick. 1 additional minutes at the end of the half, so not much to tag along at the end. So far, as I said, we haven't had a shot on target since the 7th minute of this game. Arsenal with the only shots on target so far. And all came within 20 seconds, 10 seconds of each other. Outside of that, there's been very little for either goalkeeper to worry about. That's lovely from O'Reilly. Skips past Saka. Down the left, last action of the half, surely this, as O'Reilly was beaten to it. And that's going to call an end to the first half. Nothing more out of it. And half time in this Carabao Cup final, there is nothing to separate Arsenal and Manchester City. James Trafford had to make some big saves early in the match. 2 from Saka and 1 from Havertz within a couple of seconds of each other in that real flurry moment. But other than that, there's been very little goal-mouth action. It's been a real battle for possession, a real battle for territory. And so far, nothing has been given up by either team. Half-time in the 2026 Carabao Cup Final. It's Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable! Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible! welcome back to Carabao Cup Live for the live final. The 2026 final half-time. It is 0-0 between Arsenal and Manchester City, and a first half that really lacked goal-mouth action other than the three chances that Arsenal had within about 10-15 seconds of each other. They're the only three shots on target, all really well saved by James Trafford, the City goalkeeper. But other than that, there hasn't been much goal-mouth action. City have had one or two half chances on the breakaway. Haaland with a couple of opportunities from crosses, really, that he hasn't ultimately done well enough of, or made much of in the end. And ultimately, a very even first half between these two. As I said, a first half that really comes down to both teams trying to fight for the ball, fight for possession, fight for territory, really, without much attacking going on. And I think they just need to be quicker. It's easy for me to say, but it is a game that needs that injection of pace. And I think we saw that whenever City did, kind of for the first time of the day, come forward with real pace. And it was Semenyo down that right side. He left Nkapie for dead and worked it across. And a massive chance came with Erling Haaland. And then they got the ball with Doku and they won a corner. And it kind of all rolled into one another, where City had that moment. And that was probably the best moment of the half, really, for City, where they created the most. Otherwise, they haven't really done very much in attack, and it's been a lot of Arsenal kind of, again, even they haven't really done very much since the early points of the game. And it's something that just needs that injection of energy from one or two teams, and from one of the two teams, that could change this game. And I think a goal is desperately needed, because a goal will open this game up. It will make it more of an end-to-end battle between these two. But at the moment, it's a game that they're both fending each other off, and at the minute, quite happy to do so. Remember, at some point, one of them's going to have to attack, otherwise we will be heading straight for penalties, which is still a long way away. But no goals to show for the first 45 minutes of this season's Carabao Cup Final. And that's not too uncommon when it comes to these Carabao Cup Finals, because, if I can show you, there we go. The recent finals, disregard that little line underneath, I don't know what that is. But in terms of the recent finals, Newcastle won 2-1 against Liverpool in the final last year. Liverpool were 1-0 winners against Chelsea in extra time, after extra time in the season before that. 2-0 for United against Newcastle in the 2023 final. So a lot of them have come very close and low in terms of goals, and that's what you expect from finals nowadays. It seems to be very kind of both sides just trying to out-defend each other in a sense and keep each other out for as long as they possibly can. And so far, this game has certainly ended up that way. I think I go back to the 2024 and 2022 finals, both Liverpool winning finals, and they were really close games between Liverpool and Chelsea. Both had great chances, both had opportunities, but neither could find the net until really late in the game. The first of the two went to penalties, and then, of course, the more recent one went into extra time. So very, very close finals. Other than that, United won in normal time, Newcastle won in normal time, City did on 2 occasions in normal time out of the last 6 finals. But the way this one's going, looks like it's only going all the full distance. And at the moment, who will have the better of it if it does go all the way to full distance? We'll find out a little later on. So far, so good for both defences, but both attacks need a bit of a shake-up. We'll see what they can produce in the second half. It's on the way next. Welcome back to the 2026 Carabao Cup Final. It is half-time, Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Second half on the way in just a few minutes. But as I said, these two have been very closely fought in all games between the sides over the last few years. Only one of their last 6 meetings has had a scoreline of 1 goal difference or larger. That is, or 1 goal difference or less, shall I say. Arsenal's 5-1 win against City in February of last year is the only game out of the last 6 where either team has either won by a goal margin more than 1 in these games. The other was, of course, Arsenal winning by a goal to 0. The other 3 ended in draws. And their last meeting in a neutral venue went all the way to penalties. It was a 1-1 draw in the Community Shield back in 2023. Arsenal won 4-1 on penalties that day. That late equaliser from Leandro Trossard securing a route to penalties. Cole Palmer scored the City goal in that day. Of course, now Chelsea man. And City went all the way to penalties and lost against Arsenal. Big second half to come between the two, and Pep Guardiola does look quite disappointed with the way his team have played in that first half, and I think arguably rightfully so, because his team really haven't produced anything of great quality in attack, and already against one of the best defences in the world in Arsenal's defence. They're hard enough to beat at times, but you need to make them work for it. So far, City really just haven't made Arsenal work for their defending as of yet. But a big second half that can change that. Mikel Arteta will know that, yes, City haven't been aggressive enough or probably threatening enough. But there's still a second half and possibly more to come for that to change. As I said, the last 4 meetings these two have had in this competition have all been City wins. Last Arsenal victory against City in the Carabao Cup was October 2004. They won 2-1. Long time coming if they get it today, though. Both sides attacking the ends of which their fans are in this second half. Will that help them try and drag the ball towards the opposition's net? Let's hope it is the case, because let's hope for some great action in this second half. Two teams very capable of producing great quality. So far have cancelled each other out in this game. City with the ball here with Rodri. Nunes. Inside to Rodri again. Now finds Bernardo Silva. Back to Rodri. Nathan Ake. City, who had spells of real control on the ball in the first half, but again really failed to do anything with it of any real danger to Arsenal. But all it takes is one moment of great quality that can change the game completely. Fired ball through the middle there that comes all the way through to the Arsenal goalkeeper. Well, Manchester City's form is far from convincing heading into this game against Arsenal. They haven't won since their FA Cup triumph against Newcastle on the 7th of March. The last 3 games have all been winless. Both Champions League meetings against Real Madrid, first and second legs. Lost 2-1 most recently, lost 3-0 in the first leg, and drew 1-1 with West Ham in between those 2 Real Madrid games in their last league outing 8 days ago. It was another major booster for Arsenal. City dropping points in a 9-point gap that prevails over Arsenal, or over City, that Arsenal have heading into the final 7 games of the season. 8 for City still to come. Remember, they've that game in hand. A lot of work to do for City to try and make up those points against Arsenal. A lot of work for City to do to get anything out of this game so far, but a deep cross this. And Ben White gets his head to it, kept alive by O'Reilly. Silva. Doku. Back it goes to Ake. Now Bernardo Silva. Down the left to O'Reilly. Cherky now with a little bit of space. If he can use the ball, he strides infield, tracked all the way by White. Semenyo gets it to Haaland quick. Haaland on the turn. Haaland trying to eke it out. But the power taken off it by the defence and picked up by Kepa before Haaland could get anywhere near on the second time. But first time ball by Semenyo, and Haaland does so well at holding off Saliba and giving himself a chance to get a shot off. And when he does, he kind of just toe pokes it towards Gabriel, who deflects it towards his goalkeeper. But Haaland's had one or two good chances for City. Not taken. That one was a lot harder, I gotta say, but he did really well to get any sort of chance out of it. Gyökeres trying to do the same up the other ends. His cross. Oh, Ake and Kushyanov there were a little bit ponderous defensively. Will be an Arsenal corner. That was far from convincing for City. I mean, Ake stood and watched it, and Kushyanov didn't do enough to clear it quick enough to deny the corner. Oh, whether it was a goal kick, actually. Did it come off Havertz the second time? Nonetheless, it's hard to see, even on the replay. Corner it is. Rice to take. Right-footed delivery. Deep. Bounces down and cleared away by Ake. Arsenal try and keep it alive, but it's dropped for City, who ping one forward for Doku to chase. He's got the beat of us. Oh, Kepa, what's he doing? Jesus Christ, what's Kepa up to here? And he's going to get a yellow card there, Kepa. I have no idea what he is doing. Jesus Christ. Great ball over the top. Doku running at him. This is where Kepa, it comes out. He cannot touch the ball because he's outside of his box. He's trying to wrestle Jeremy Doku. He's playing a very dangerous game. He gets away with it. He gets a yellow card. But what is the Arsenal goalkeeper doing? He's a madman at times, Kepa. He gets himself a yellow card, but could have been so much worse. Jeremy Doku, a real nuisance. And he made an absolute nuisance out of Kepa there. And Pep Guardiola arguing the case that maybe it should be more than a yellow, but it's not. Yeah, it's nothing more than a yellow. But Kepa has to recompose himself, because that is just, I mean, crazy, mental what he just done. Semenyo to take this free kick for City. I genuinely can't believe I've just seen that. I mean, he's... Anyway, free kick to City. Antoine Semenyo right on the edge of the box on the left-hand side. Will he go direct or will he try and find a teammate? Semenyo, the man to take. Goes direct and goes directly wide. Goal kick. Good idea. Not the right execution. Pep Guardiola a little bit disappointed there. And Semenyo annoyed himself, really. As we get a look at the City supporters, a mix of calm and angst and anxiety from the City side. I think there would have been a lot of nervous Arsenal fans when they saw Kepa come outside his box and try and go 1v1 with Jeremy Doku. I mean, I don't know what he thought he was doing, but as I say, very lucky to not come back to bite him. But it's an idea, though. It's an example of what City can do to try and unsettle this Arsenal team. They've got runners, they've got pace, they've got quality on the counter. Go a bit longer. Send those runners in behind the Arsenal defence and you can cause some problems. Trafford goes long, looking for a Haaland. He's out muscled, but Doku picks up the second ball. Coming a bit more involved in this game, Jeremy Doku. Rodri. Okay. Rodri into Bernardo Silva. Just about holding on to the ball. Bernardo Silva still had the ball as he was wrestled, but Haaland battling to win it back and does. Doku couldn't find the through ball, but O'Reilly picks it up. Arsenal trying their best at the minute, but City keep coming back to the ball. It's like it's magnetic. Doku's cross into the area. It's a dangerous one, but no one there to meet it for City. Arsenal can get it away with Nketiah. Bit of a chaotic start to this second half. In the second half, I think the City fans will be much more happy than the Arsenal cohort at the minute. City have had over 70% possession in the second half so far. They've dominated the territory. A lot of the possession has been in Arsenal's half. Haaland getting very much in the mix of it and keeping City in possession in those tight areas. Okay. Bernardo Silva driving the ball forward into the space. Bernardo Silva into the box, cuts it back. Bernardo Silva wasn't want to shoot, finds it to Doku, clips it to the back post. Haaland was there, but Trossard got there first. Cherki keeps it alive. Cherki onto his left, cuts it back. Rodri blocked. Rodri retrieves again. City pushing. Arsenal a little bit nervous. And City trying to wrestle this game in their favour. At the minute, Arsenal are just retreating inch by inch, yard by yard. And City looking to capitalise. Cherki, edge of the box. Trying to eke out a cross. Blocked by Trossard, who was back there, and he tries to clear it, but a bit panicky that from Trossard. Ake retrieves comfortably. Doku on the touchline. Kept it in play. Up against Whites. Doku cuts back. Goes across, and an Arsenal touch takes it away, and Saka tries to clear it, but again City right back on it. Sustaining the pressure. Arsenal can't get out again. Bernardo Silva. Rodri now. Is a goal coming? They can sense that something is coming anyway, the City fans. A big chance. Here's Semenyo running at Nketiah. Semenyo! Struck it wide. Better though for Manchester City. Spread wide really quickly, and it's just a 1v1. Semenyo does well, cuts inside his man, gets the shot off, just doesn't get the bend on it. It's a very straight strike across goal. It goes well wide in the end, but a bit of bend, a bit of curl on that. It could have been dangerous, but it is the City fans who feel they're in the ascendancy. And Arsenal maybe a little bit falling away. City have definitely been the team on top in the second half so far, of which we've played 12 minutes. So there's still a long way to go. Slowing the game down is just going to make it even more difficult for Arsenal. I mean, Kepa's been stood on the ball here for about 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So he kicks it long. Can't win the header on the first one. Brought down by Doku, and it comes right back at Arsenal here. That clearance. Doku with time and space on the edge of the box. Pokes it through. The shot blocked by an Arsenal defender from Bernardo Silva. Fabulously won back again by City. Rodri. You kind of feel that everything that Arsenal try and clear away, get away, try and get themselves up the pitch, it's City that just keep winning it back and penning them back in again. Semenyo, they need to find a way out, Arsenal. Otherwise, City will continue to hound them. Mikel Arteta's he's jogging up and down the sideline there. He's trying his best to get his team forward. Yeah, I've pushed City back into their own half, at least for the moment. Lovely from Semenyo. Little 1-2. Nunes plays it through and Haaland's got the run on his man. Can he come back across? Haaland! Stopped just in the nick of time by William Saliba. Wonderful movement from City again. Haaland starting to really edge his way around his defenders, of which there are two now on him, rather than just the one. He is a magician in those tight spaces. As are a few of the City players. Cherki. Rodri. Back to Ryan Cherki. No way through as it goes back the waist to Nunes, and wide it goes to Bernardo Silva. Up against Havertz. Bernardo Silva back to Rodri. Lifts one into the box, looking for Haaland. Away by Gabriel, drops for Ake, who chased in. And Arsenal scramble it clear with Nketiah. But it is one-way traffic. Rodri pings one out to the right side. Bernardo Silva with a deft touch. First time ball in behind. Fizzed across by Cherki, goes through the hands and into the net by Nico O'Reilly. Kepa, Butterfingers, and Manchester City capitalise on Arsenal, who have been backtracking all the way through this second half. And Manchester City, through Nico O'Reilly, have first blood in the Carabao Cup Final. It's been coming. They've been pushing for it. And Arsenal cannot keep them out no longer. On the hour mark, Nico O'Reilly is the one to head past the Arsenal goalkeeper, who made an absolute meal of that. Terrible from the goalkeeper, but wonderful from City. Great ball by Rodri. Bernardo Silva just takes it down with ease. Played through and Cherki gets it across, and Kepa 99 times out of 100 would deal with this, but it just skips over his hands. It slips out of his way. And Nico O'Reilly there to head in to an empty net. They try through Martin Zubimendi to get it away, Arsenal, but Nico O'Reilly knows exactly what's coming, and he just directs it into the net. And that is a massive, massive moment that swings in City's favour and massively puts Arsenal on the back foot. Pep Guardiola goes nuts on the sideline, boots the advertising hoardings in celebration. That's what it means. And City are in front. Incredible. But this is what City do. This is what City always do in these games. They always find a way. And Arsenal are flapping at the minute. Faltering on the big stage again. They've got 30 minutes to rectify it, but if they need desperately to get something in this game at the minute, Arsenal. Otherwise they will be cast adrift once again in a Carabao Cup final. They need to find a way of swinging this game back in their favour, of getting the ball up the pitch, getting chances. They have disappeared, evaporated Arsenal in this game so far, in this second half. Someone needs to pump the balloon back up, because it's been absolutely deflated by City pressure. And Mikel Arteta, he made a big choice of picking Kepa over David Raya. David Raya, one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. One of the best goalkeepers in the world at the moment. Is that decision going to come back and haunt Mikel Arteta? It is big decisions in big games that sometimes make the finest of margins of difference. Would David Raya have caught that? It's an if that might have changed the trajectory of this game, and it's something they can't afford to think about now, Arsenal. It's about how do they react, and how they will respond will be through substitutions. Ricardo Calafiori and Noni Madueke are the two that are waiting to enter the fray very shortly. And they need an injection of something different here, Arsenal, because they have fallen apart again. Stretched at the seams, and Manchester City taking advantage, and here they come again. Doku, they need to move quickly to get those players on the pitch, otherwise this game could be very much away from Arsenal. Doku was held off well there. Nunes. Rodri, lovely little flick. Mateus Nunes. Across it comes. Another header, another goal. Nico O'Reilly again. 2-0 City. Guardiola down the touchline. Incredible. Unbelievable that it's Nico O'Reilly once more in almost an identical position to double Manchester City's lead and to really break Arsenal hearts at one side of Wembley. I said they needed to move quickly to change this, otherwise they will be completely cut adrift. Well, Arsenal have a mere mountain to climb in trying to rescue this final now. Nico O'Reilly popping up with two key headers that has made the difference. It was the smartness of Doku not to force a shot, not to waste an opportunity, just to keep it alive. Nicely worked by Nunes and Rodri down the right. And Nunes' cross from the right finds O'Reilly at the back post. And he heads it back the way it came. Kepa had no chance. Two crosses from the right, headed in by Nico O'Reilly. And he is living on cloud nine, I'm sure, Nico O'Reilly, carrying his team to victory in a Carabao Cup final again. Guardiola goes nuts. Arteta is furious. The disparity between the two coaches, who shared much victory with each other, but there's no doubt, without the other, only one has turned trophies for his team, and that is Pep Guardiola. Undoubtedly, once again, master over student. And albeit Mikel Arteta has probably had the better of it in the league this season, and his team undoubtedly have been the best team in the league, but in a one-off game, again in a final, Arsenal seem to be crumbling under the pressure. I'm thinking of, could this day be the day that it all changes? That City, who've controlled English football over the last decade, hand it over to Arsenal. Reluctantly it would be, but was it Arsenal's time to take control? Clearly not. And the City are not going to allow Arsenal to have it all their own way this season. By the way, Pep Guardiola was booked as well. I'm just hearing as well, so his celebrations may be a little too much for the referee. By the way, Arsenal did make that double change. Ricardo Calafiori and Noni Madueke on for Kai Havertz and Piero Nkapie, so straight swaps, you would feel, for Mikel Arteta. Will it make a difference enough to give Arsenal a chance? Calafiori does well against Semenyo that time. Goal kick. Daniel says, is Saka playing? Saka is playing. He's seen very little of the ball in the second half. I think a lot of the Arsenal players have struggled to get anywhere near the ball in the second period. It's been all City. They've made the difference in two key moments. Given away cheaply again in the midfield It was White this time. Doku just keeps a hold of the ball once again and ekes out more City possession. Switched out to the left now for Cherky, who's been doing keepy-ups there. He's having that much fun. Maybe a little bit, taking the piss there a little bit, but there's no need for that. That shows you how comfortable City feel they are at the minute. I'm enjoying it. And Ben White there, making sure Ryan Cherky's not going to have it all on his own. And he's going to get a yellow card there, Ben White, for the late tackle. But that's probably frustration more than anything for Ben White. How this game has swung in City's favour again. I mean, it's a record. They're looking likely to extend now, Arsenal. It's getting to a final and not winning it in this competition. It'll be the 7th time they've gone to the final and lost. (1993). The last time Arsenal won the Carabao Cup, the League Cup. 33 years. And is it ironic that number 33 for Manchester City has scored both goals? Is it just a coincidence? Or is it real, true irony? The game's not over yet, though. Here's Madueke. Still 20 minutes, and we've seen stranger things happen. But Madueke given no time, no space, no room by Nathan Ake there, goal kick. How the momentum has swung. The pendulum swings. Arsenal with all the shots on target in the first half. City with all the shots and all the action in the second. Arsenal without a shot on target in the second period. One shot to show for their 24 minutes they've played in the second period. And a much doom and gloom looking Arsenal bench needs something different. At the minute, feeling like similar Wembley woes for the Gunners. And a great line as well if Arsenal had won this final. I thought it was earlier. It's a little bit risque, but who knows if they can turn it around. But City look imperious at the minute. All it takes is one moment. And City are far from impenetrable. We know that. And this season, they've given away cheap goals. They've thrown away leads. They've not been the unstoppable City we've known of old. But Arsenal need to really get themselves into gear to make it any sort of a contest late. Calafiori, the furthest man forward there for Arsenal. And it's cleared away there by Matheus Nunes. Arsenal maybe having a swing of momentum. Need to move quickly. Need to find a goal back quickly. Is it once again going to be City's day under the Wembley arch? Like it is so often. Madueke. Zubamendi. Rice. Again, just too slow, Arsenal here. They need to move it quickly. They need to change the momentum of their own game. Here's Madueke charging towards the area. Goes down under a challenge of Semenyo. And that's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. That's the injection of energy needed. And Madueke there delivered and wins the free kick. Set pieces. Something that so usually is beneficial to Arsenal. Today hasn't really seen the same type of result. Declan Rice. 17.5 minutes of 90 remain. 2-0 down. Needing a spark, Arsenal. Got options in the middle. Rice will take. Wide on the right. Rice whips it in. The header! Right down the throat of the goalkeeper. It was Calafiori's header. Clean, strong header, but too close to James Trafford. Now Cherky up against Saliba. City want to reassert a bit of control again. It's been a second half that's been absolutely dominated by Manchester City. From the very first second of this second half, City have been on the front foot, have been aggressive, have been all over Arsenal, have penned them in, sustained pressures, played really nice passes, been smart with it, not forced the issue. Were really sensible and waited for their moments to show. They knew they were coming, and they were patient and letting them happen. Rodri, O'Reilly, back to Ake. City are comfortable and happy just to pop the ball around. It's Arsenal that need to put a fork in that, try and stop them. Trossard beaten for pace by Cherky on the outside, and Cherky charging forward into the box. Ryan Cherky! Cross was close to Haaland, but beaten away by Saliba. Trossard clips it up the field. Gyökeres again has gone missing in this game. He's been nowhere near it. I have to say, both centre-forwards have been well marshalled out of the game for a lot of it. Haaland and Gyökeres have been absent, you got to say. It's been a bit of a whimpering for Arsenal. Daniel says, which of these two teams do you prefer as a Liverpool fan? I have to say, I'm playing as a neutral today because I don't really care who wins. But I was thinking about it before the game and I was like, who would I would prefer to win? What's the better story? Arsenal eventually get a trophy after so many years, or City just do it again and Arsenal fail again? I didn't know what was the better story. But the way the game's gone out, I think City do deserve it in this second half, and you can't begrudge that. That's a lovely flick by Zubimendi. Arsenal might not be done yet. Saka across, trying to rescue something, but cleared away by City in there confidently. Charlotte says, who do you support in the league? I'm a Liverpool fan, but at the end of the day, ultimately these two have been nowhere near our conversation this season. So, not that I have any sort of hatred for either club or disliking for either team winning, but it has become a meme, though, over the last few years that Arsenal can't get it over the line. That's been the criticism that's been thrown at Mikel Arteta and his team, and again, they haven't had much of a counter-argument to that. But a day well received by all. 88,000 inside Wembley. Capacity strong. Foul there. Nunes away on Calafiori. Is there going to be some more movement off the bench for Arsenal? They've got other options. What a young Max Dowman there, but Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, both other options if they want or need them. They definitely need something. Does he want to use them, is the question, Mikel Arteta. Gabriel Jesus, of course, former side Manchester City, which he won quite a lot with. I mean, any player that plays for City for about 3 years wins quite a lot. Certainly under Pep Guardiola they have. Zubimendi goes deep. Trossard heads it back down. Calafiori lifts it up, and the shot's just wide. Better from Arsenal, and Calafiori's made the difference, I think. Again, really good ball forward by Zubimendi. Well headed back by Trossard. Drops for Calafiori, takes the touch, and then sets it up for the strike with the left boot. And just, and I mean just, wide of that left post, or that right post. It hits off the post. It just spins back and skims off the outside of the post. It's really close. How different that could have made it. Press into the ball there, and foul given away by Declan Rice. A much more devoid looking Arsenal fan cohort on the far side, and a very jubilant City fan cohort on this side of the field. Of course, both sides have been attacking their fans in the second period, but City have made much more of an advantage of that than Arsenal. Because Arsenal fans have been very much starved of any action in this game, because all the actions come down the left side of the field in both halves. But Arsenal can't be waiting around now. It's do or die. They need to do something to find a goal. They need to throw everything at this. They've got 11 minutes to rescue a cup final. Doesn't matter how many leave back. It's not about defending anymore. It's about finding a way to win. That's what the best do. They take risks. Yes, it might come back to haunt them, but at least they tried. That's all they can really throw at themselves now. Here's Calafiori driving forward. Battling Zubamendi, but loses out. And now Haaland picks up. City on the breakaway. Ample bodies back for Arsenal to use it and do something with it, but Ryan Cherki is there to hold it up for City. Oh, got a little bit loose there, Rodri. Throw into Arsenal. Ten to go. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 2. Nico O'Reilly with both goals, both headers. That is going to deliver, as it stands, another League Cup triumph for Manchester City. Cherki driving forward, lays it out wide to Semenyo. Back to Nunez, now Rodri. Ooh, Bernardo Silva a little overstepping there, but he kept it alive. Silva, out wide to Cherki. Cherki back to Bernardo Silva. And they're just having fun with it at the minute, City. They're popping it around, running the clock down. It's a really painful way to watch a game, because the team that needs a goal can't get any of the ball. It's going to frustrate them even more. They need to create a chance and take it, Arsenal. If they get another chance, which I suspect they will, they need to take it. There's no take 2 or 3 chances. They need to take the next shot they get and score. And I told you about the two Gabriels. They're going to be coming on. Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, replacing Ben White and Leandro Trossard. So no more patience. No more waiting around for Arsenal. Do or die. And they've brought on a Brazilian duo to try and deliver it. Gabriel, Saliba. Gabriel prods it through, finds Saka. To Calafiori down the left. Down the touchline is Martinelli for the first time, and as he tries to take a run on, runs it out of play. You kind of feel this game's only going one direction. And that's south for Arsenal. As a neutral, you hope and pray that there's one last twist in the tail, that something can happen, that something can come from somewhere to reignite Arsenal. But at the minute, they look like they're beaten. They look like a team that's just given up, which is quite sad to look at, really. As I said, they've whimpered, wilted under the pressure. Will there come a day when Arsenal don't falter under pressure, don't choke it at the last second? Surely this season is the season in every which way that they can get something over the line. Got all the way to this stage. Not going to lose, it seems. Bar a bit of magic. We've got the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup all still in their sights this season, but that would still be a treble, which is unbelievable. But you always want to win the first opportunity. You always want to get yourself off to a winning start. You always want to set yourself up for success. And this afternoon, Arsenal have, when they had the control, when they had the chances, when they were all over City, when City weren't in this game, they couldn't use it. They couldn't take advantage. And in finals, when you don't take advantage when you're on top, more often than not, you're the team on the losing side. Challenge there by Rice, another cheap foul given away. It's an Arsenal team that I think know now they're beaten. That's the sad part. And again, I mean, the argument is, have Arsenal been really that bad in this game? The answer is no. But can I think of a moment where Arsenal have said, we've really caused City major problems? No. Genuinely no. City have had 2 shots on target in this game. They've scored both. 4 shots on target for Arsenal. 3 of them great saves by Trafford. I don't even know what the other one is. Calafiori's effort, I think. That's it. In a final, it's not a lot. It's not enough to stake a claim that you should be winning, that you should be at least level in this game. Nico O'Reilly, the key difference for Manchester City on the day. It's the magic man with the 2 goals that's going to deliver a title for City. It's going to deliver the trophy for them again, but Arsenal haven't had that so far in this game, and it's to their own detriment. Saliba, Gabriel, Zubamendi, now Calafiori. If they can snatch a goal, you never know, but at the minute, City are all over them. They're letting them play, which is probably worse than anything else. But well, one back there. That was clean by Jesus. And then plays a poor pass, undercooked it completely towards Saka. Gyökeres was keen. He wins it back. Trying to win the corner out of Matheus Nunes, but not enough on it. Just going to see it for a throw-in. Little bit better fight, though, from Arsenal. Little bit better. But as I say, time is very much against them. Ricardo Calafiori to take this throw. Swung in, cleared away by Semenyo. Martinelli now to Rice. Switching deep. Finds Madueke. Madueke's deep cross. Jesus across! Off the crossbar! Drops for Gyökeres, who wanted the challenge, wanted something there. Referee said no, as City clear it away. John Brooks, the VAR. Will he have a look? I don't know. Sure he will have. some sort of look, but I don't think anything's been given. I think they're just going to play on. Saka in the tight spaces, holding it up well. Saka dribbling into a space to shoot, was closed out in the end. Semenyo picks up, or Doku, sorry, picks up deep. Fired forward here for City towards Semenyo. Ricardo Calafiori was all on his own there, but it's helped now with a few players retreating. 2 minutes to go with the 90. Sailong will be added on top of that, but I'm sure it's not much. City just calmly passing it around now. Not looking to give any more chances to Arsenal. Nunes. Cherky dribbling around the 18-yard box of Arsenal with fun here. Comfortably. And he's going to swing it across. Way by Gabriel. Booted clear by Jesus. And that's going to be well measured by Nathan Ake ahead of Gyökeres. Comfortably retrieved. Here comes Doku for City to put it all on the end. Shot was dragged wide. Look at all the space that Jeremy Doku has, and not enough closing it down. It's just given a chance. See this Jesus opportunity a little earlier. Just bounces off the top of the crossbar. And Gyökeres tried to rescue something, but that's the best chance Arsenal have had since the first 7 minutes. City going to make some more changes. Ryan Cherky coming off for Phil Foden. Four additional minutes. It's going to need to be a miracle for Arsenal. Kepa kicks long. Flicked on by Gyökeres, but no one beyond him. Kushanov takes it down and fires it forward. Header by Rice. Metz, and Rice takes it in again. Madueke. And flag was up anyway against the City player, so it's going to be an Arsenal free kick. Little things here, Arsenal. Nunes had it all under control, cut it out well, that through ball. Doku, over the top it goes, but Kepa hooks it clear. Drops down away from Doku, picked up by Madueke. And that's not going to work. Throw in to City. No rush, Man City to take it. Nico O'Reilly, player of the match, no doubt. 2 goals, 2 huge goals. That is going to deliver victory and success again for City. Incredible. Martinelli there, well ahead of himself. Calafiori was nowhere near that. That's an easy one to recover for City. Running out of play though, City, for an Arsenal throw. 2 minutes of the 4 to go. And the blue and white flags waving and the City ends. They feel victory is theirs now. They feel it's done and dusted. Madueke's deep cross, headed away at the back posts. Arsenal try as they must. But yet, no success. Gabriel holding onto the ball. That helps City because nothing's happening. Very ponderous again from Arsenal. I mean, they've given up. They gave up a long time ago. Ball out wide. Madueke trying to work his way into the area. Gets past O'Reilly. Madueke cuts it back and couldn't find it to Saka. Again, zapped of all energy here, Arsenal. No energy at all. Last seconds ticking away. Free kick to City. Rodri pulled back there by Madueke. And look at this. An engraving that's happened so many times before in recent years that is going to repeat itself again. For the first time in 4 years, it will be City's name on this trophy. And Arsenal again at the final hurdle have fallen. And that's going to be Haaland battling there to wrestle for the ball. 4 minutes is up. Victory is served for Manchester City. Nico O'Reilly, the hero in sky blue, that delivers a 9th League Cup trophy for Manchester City. Jolly on the spot twice in 4 minutes. Makes it Victory Day at Wembley again for Manchester City. 9 times out of 10 when they're here, they win. That is the ratio of true success. Pep Guardiola delivers again for Manchester City. Nico O'Reilly, the magic man. Manchester City, winners again under the Wembley arch. Arsenal might be doing it everywhere else, but when it comes to this competition, only one team over the last decade has controlled it, and it is the team from Manchester that wears blue and bleeds blue. Manchester City win the 2026 Carabao Cup Final, beating Arsenal by 2-0. And once again, Arsenal fall at the final hurdle. Mikel Arteta's team still yet to get anything over the line in terms of trophy success in the last 5 years. They've tried and tried, but yet they never do it. But surely this season is their season. But on leg 1 of 4 legs of trophy chances, they have fallen. They had it in the first half. They were the better team in the first half, Arsenal. But it's not about the first half. It's not about what you're like after 45 minutes. It's where you are after 90. And Manchester City came out flying out of the traps in the second half and never let Arsenal back into it. They suffocated and choked the Gunners, and they never let up. A first for Antoine Semenyo, a first for a few of those City players. Definitely not a first for Bernardo Silva or even Pep Guardiola. Winners again at Wembley, and for the first time since 2021 for Manchester City. After they won 4 in a row, they went 4 seasons without victory in this competition, their longest run since before 2014. But they're back, and their name is back where it belongs, on this trophy for the 9th time. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And what a day Nico O'Reilly had. I mean, impeccable defensively. And incredible. 2 big moments. 2 great goals. And from a local youngster, there's nothing sweeter than that. I mean, they had 2 shots on target, City, in this game. And they scored both. Clinical when they needed it the most. Incredible. Arsenal, wasteful. City, clinical. City winners again. Incredible. Well, there it is. Manchester City are the 2026 Carabao Cup winners. They will lift their trophy very shortly. But again, Arsenal, once again, watching on. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And surely that might change this season. Unless it might not. Who knows? Thanks very much for your company. It's been great to have your company all afternoon today. Key results in both of our watch-alongs in the Premier League and in the Carabao Cup. But City, trophy success. Winners at Wembley in the Carabao Cup again. 9 times they've done it. Only Liverpool with more. City are the Carabao Cup winners once again. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.